Yo, what's up guys? zippTHEzerker here, coming to you with part 4 of my first ever video commentary series. This one's kind of titled Gears Talk right now, and I kind of talk about a lot of things really just relevant to Gears, you know. So just kind of right off the bat, if you guys haven't checked out my first 3 videos, you know, if you want to, please go ahead and check those 3 out. Excuse me. It'll kind of bring you up to speed where I'm at in this video. So with that being said, in the last couple videos I've been talking about the professional status, I guess, of Gears of War, you know. And just to kind of quick summarize and just kind of get everything on just evened out, I guess. I've done some research between the videos, and I've got a bunch of links, like 5, 6, 7 links. Some of the better opinions, articles and whatnot I could find and read about Gears of War, talking about it, and some of them were even written by professional players. So I thought some of it was pretty good stuff. Some of it's forum threads and whatnot, people talking. Some of it's like MLG stuff. I don't know. But anyways, I think I'm going to mention that, you know, it's kind of right off the bat, just to kind of summarize, to bring people up to speed is, you know, Gears of War 1, just in case, you know, you don't know, it was on the pro circuit from 2007 to 2008, so anywhere from 1 to 2 years. I'm not exactly sure the dates. There will be an article in the description to give you a lot of details about it. There were a couple big teams. The big two were the Insanes and Infinity, I believe. And Gears of War 1 at first was pretty big, you know. Like, the gameplay was fun enough to watch. It was true enough. The game worked well enough, even with the online being as laggy and with all the cheaters. It worked well enough that you can actually play it at an MLG event, you know. And I feel like people enjoyed playing it. People enjoyed watching it, so it worked, you know. Well, then, you know, but it had its problems, you know. But by the time Gears of War 2 came around, Gears of War 2 had a lot of problems, apparently. You know, I've been reading about it in the threads, the forums, you know, just all over the place, you know, on Google searches and whatnot. Just people saying that the game was just broken, you know, and for a lot of reasons, you know, just a lot I can't really list here, and I'm not going to, just because, you know, I'll put links there if you really gonna want to go read it all, you know. And you know, people were just saying the game was broken, you know, and then one thread even went as far as to state that there was you know, lack of developer support from Epic, and willingness to work with MLG, you know, and the people at MLG, and so, you know, it just didn't stay on the circuit for long. It just kind of got on and got right off, you know. And I think the same thing kind of happened with Gears of War 3, because when I look up like professional videos, like actual MLG events of Gears of War 3, there's only like a couple videos that pop up. So it couldn't have been on for long, Gears of War 3, you know. And, you know, just from playing Gears of War 3, I could kind of understand why it's on the professional circuit, you know. Again, it's kind of some of the same reasons, you know. But really, I guess, lack of developer support. And some people went as far as to say, as, you know, the spectator mode is just an afterthought, you know. There's nothing really here for a good, you know, spectator mode to narrate or to cast videos, you know. Like, because one thing, you know, Halo, you know, Counter-Strike, and Call of Duty do very well is they have a spectator mode where you can look at all the players. It has their names, you know. You could pull up stats and whatnot if you wanted. You know, you can have an X-ray mode to show where people are at, like in Counter-Strike, you know, probably in those games as well, you know. And there's not a very good spectator mode in Gears of War. And the theater in Halo made casting games wonderful, you know. And casting games in Counter-Strike is a huge thing, you know. Casting games in Gears of War could be a big thing, you know. Could you imagine the shout casting in a really intense Gears of War match? Like, just pure natural combat with, you know, insane headshots from all types of weapons, you know. The shoutcasting would be insane, you know. Could you imagine that at an MLG event, you know? Like, just go watch some of those videos where dudes are going insane, getting triple kills and stuff, you know. Especially on Counter-Strike. They got some good shoutcasters for Counter-Strike, you know, at ESL and whatnot, you know. At least I think they do, you know. So I feel like, you know, the Gears of War could really evolve, you know, and you know, kind of you know, the reason why I mentioned all that is I guess I was kind of jumping the gun talking about things I would like to see for the next Gears, but you know, I guess I was really just trying to wrap up on you know, Gears of War 1, 2, and 3 professionally, where they've kind of been. You know, it was kind of a, and you know, kind of like I said in the earlier videos, it's kind of a letdown being a Gears of War player. You know, like we kind of get the hose, really, like we really do when it comes to it, because I feel like with the games, you know, the games kind of came out, and past selling the game for a while, the developers didn't really try too much. You know, I think in Gears of War 3 there was more effort, but there still just wasn't enough to really put the game where it needs to be, you know. So, you know, and there was other reasons, you know, and I probably have mentioned this before multiple times, I know I have, but I'm just, you know, and I keep mentioning it for a reason. You know, Black Tusk needs to get involved. You know, there needs to be people in it that really care about Gears of War, that want to bring it here, because, you know, there is a lot of potential here in this game. You know, from like I said, the shoutcasting to the MLG, the competitive events, to just, and you know, one thing Gears of War 3 did very well for the casual players is there was Horde, there was Beast Mode, there was Arcade for the campaign along with difficulties. I mean, that was some cool stuff. If they could maybe, you know, think of another way to satisfy those guys, maybe not think of something else to add in, but think of an easier way to bring those people into the multiplayer, you could have quite a fan base, you know, along with a good story. Because one thing, you know, talking about, you know, good video games professionally, is Halo has always had a good campaign. You know, Halo's like always had a good campaign. Even if you didn't like Halo Reach or Halo 4, I felt like they had good campaigns, you know. And Gears of War, like, had a great, Gears of War 1 had a great campaign. Gears of War 2, it was cool, but like, I don't know, I kind of felt indifferent with it. And then Gears of War 3, I just played it and beat it. I felt like it was good, you know. I don't know, they were good in their own ways, but I felt like they could have been a lot better, you know. Especially after playing games like The Last of Us. And it's hard to compare Gears of War to The Last of Us, because that was a game compared, you know, tailored for single player, you know. It's, you know, very heavy emotions. But if you think about it, Gears of War is a game where, you know, these foreign monsters sprout out of the earth and start eradicating humanity. Can you think how terrifying that would be, you know? Like, think about a zombie apocalypse, you know? It'd be terrifying having a bunch of stupid zombies around trying to eat you, but at least they're dumb. You know, it's different having a foreign, hulking alien race living underneath that's just coming up and literally eradicating mankind, you know? I mean, I think I remember in Gears of War 1, this little special edition copy I have, there's a little booklet that goes on to state that within the first 24 hours of the Locust invasion, 1/4 of the entire human population perished. That's a pretty insane fact. And I feel like if Black Tusk goes back to their, you know, the dark roots with Gears of War, goes back to the, you know, you know, they could do a lot with Gears. You know, they could do, you know, E-Day stuff like with Judgment, but just don't do anything Judgment did. Just go to the setting that Judgment was in, you know. You know, or they could do, you know, a couple years after, or they could pick up, you know, right before Marcus went to prison, or, you know, they could make a game kind of like Halo 2 did, where, you know, you take turns playing as the Cog and then playing as the Locust, you know. Like, I always thought, like, it'd be cool to see an E-Day twist, like, it's, you know, and this is, you know, I'll probably save this actually for my next Gears of War, just because I'll really get into this. I'll make it a long video for people to kind of start flowing their ideas for the next generation game. But I will say that I do have a lot of ideas, and I really hope that Black Tusk kind of picks up on some of the things that Epic did wrong, what Epic did right, and what the you know, what the community wants and what MLG wants, you know, because I highly doubt anyone wants to sit here and cross a bunch. I know people really just want to use their Nasher, and, you know, if you could create other stuff that could create really, you know, intense combat, I guess close quarters up to mid range, I feel like that's really going to be where this game's going to shine, you know. But it needs to stay true, you know. I feel like Gears of War has always been intense, but also very technical, you know. And, you know, I want to know your guys' opinions, too, what you guys think, because this is what it's all about, you know, getting people to comment on these videos, you know, to start kind of creating some forum threads, you know. And like I mentioned in my last video, man, it is kind of hard to find good, constructive people to talk to this game with, you know. Because, like, you know, when I'm creating videos, there's just so many trolls online, and it's like, man, you know, I enjoy a good troll, but holy shit, like, can we, I mean, pardon my French, but, you know, when is there ever an end? You know, I feel like there's just a lot of people like that in the Gears of War community, you know, and you know, I don't mind trolls, you know, because trolls, hey, a troll's a troll, you know, but there's also a lot of assholes in this game, and a lot of, you know, dicks or pricks, whatever you want to call them. There's a lot of people like that, and it's like, man, you know, do we really have a whole lot of people that really care about making this game good? You know, I know when we get down to it, we probably got a lot of cool, you know, we probably would have a lot of cool, competitive, you know, friendly teams that just want to see this game go far, and I hope there's more of us like that out there than there are the trolls I see almost every day on YouTube, you know? Like, I mean, it is what it is, no big deal, but, I mean, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, you know? But, you know, because I really like Gears of War, you know? I mean, Gears of War 3 was really where I picked it up at, but it's where I honestly fell in love with the game. It was the only chance I've had, you know, since the first two to play the online, and once I was able to play it, I loved it. I kind of mentioned that in my first video, so if you guys want to go check that out, hey, there it all is, if you want to hear all that. But, you know, Gears of War 3 is where I kind of picked it up, and I hope, you know, and the reason why I mentioned all that is because I just fell in love with the game enough that I hope it goes far, you know, because I like to be streaming and, you know, playing this game in the future, you know, because it's just such a fun game to play and watch, you know, and, you know, who knows, maybe sometime in the future, if Gears of War goes big, you know, I might just show up to an event, you know, and I feel like there's a lot of people out there who are like that and who have thought that, but we've never been able to go, you know. There have been some people that made it, you know. There have been, in fact, a lot of teams, you know. I think there's something like 100 teams at Gears of War and a Gears of War 2 event or something, you know. So I know that there's gonna be a lot of us that want to go, you know, but a lot of us have just been ripped off, you know. And if Black Tusk can just realize that they could really build a fan base, you know, with good support, a good game, you know, with the community really trying, you know, we can create a good game, you know. So we have to rely on Black Tusk to do their part with the game, and then we as a community have to do our part and voice our opinion in a constructive and productive manner, you know. And that's the whole reason why I mentioned the assholes and people of our community is, you know, people start posting videos, start getting on threads, don't mind the trolls, just get on and start, you know, doing your thing. Because I've read a lot of articles of people not wanting to get their opinion out there for the fear of just getting flamed, you know. And it's like, man, I don't give a shit. Say what you want to say. I'm getting my opinion out there. I like the game. I love the game. I want it to go big. You know, I want to see this game go somewhere, you know. And I think it could be at the top of esports. I don't want to try to see it. I want to see it get there, you know. And you know. Well, anyways, guys, I got a minute left. You know, as always, I hope the content was interesting enough to listen to and to watch. I try to pick something relatively interesting to watch. I feel like, you know, I play a lot of quick match, but hey, that's where it's at for me, you know. I'll defend it day in and day out. Alright, guys, well, this has been zippTHEzerker. Thanks for watching my my video. Take it easy, guys.
Those who